So look at this. So apparently there's this thing called Cancellation Sickness. This is a thing. This is a thing in quick play, which is trying to prevent you from doing mechanical hearts. So like if you know mechanical hearts, you know that you do a Z spin into a T spin, sometimes an L spin, and is my Twitch breaking? Hold up. No. It's just OBS. Okay, good. And as you can see, it's deliberately set up in such a way that if you get an S spin or a Z spin and you place your eyepieces next to eyepieces vertically, then it starts incrementing this counter, which will eventually give you an eyepiece pentamino. That's what it does. In fact, apparently it gives you an O piece with a 7+1 bag, then your garbage face changes. I don't know what that means. I actually only got an I5 once. Broadspot says, wait, are you for real? Yeah, this is actually real. This is the Cancellation Sickness that is there to prevent you from doing loops, mechanical heart, honestly, specifically mechanical heart, forcing you to climb Zenith Tower with your own skill. Honestly, looping is a skill. It took me years to find this knowledge, but apparently there is actually a new version of mechanical heart. The person called INTP Asterisks has finally figured out a way to utterly break this thing, this Cancellation Sickness, and now loops are normal again. Look at that. Look at that. This is actually looping. Ah, wait, it's changing the wrong volumes. No, stop. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm just gonna do this. Nice. There is in fact a new mechanical heart. I need to show you. So it's actually quite cool. One day they're gonna find out that what they need to do is like see that if you are like clearing something in the same column, the same 3 columns over and over, but it's not even 3 columns, it's 4. It's like if you clear something on one side of the screen only, then it will eventually force you probably to shift your well. I don't even know. I mean, this is full cancelling. This is full cancelling and the I5 won't happen. But yeah, welcome Protspod. Look at that. This is the culmination of months of research from INTP Asterisk. INTP was so mad when Cancellation Sickness first came out, because he was like the number 4, like top 4, maybe top 2 actually in Exile. But now we have this. There are additional iSpin singles in the max setup. And the wacky thing about it is that I'm looking at it and there's so many steps that at this point, is it even really a loop? Like the only thing I know that's looping is the fact that the O piece is almost always on the right corner, except when it's not. At this point, is it actually like normal mech? Like what is going on? But this is the new mechanical heart. Once the back-to-back is broken, I'm gonna jump to the start of it, and then we're gonna watch it again together because it's mesmerizing. Look at that. This is all mini plus in a nutshell. It's great. I was actually originally planning to start the entire stream with Luminous, because the Luminous Rise demo is available again. And then I was gonna do some burst battle, which is eerily almost zone battle, but not. What is that Z-spin? What is that Z-skim? That's what I mean. Protspot says they should just scrap modern Tetris in general. New quick play update. It's NES now. Honestly though, like back... Okay, I might... This actually makes the meme I posted on Reddit more relevant. I will show you if you haven't seen it. But only after the back-to-back is broken. Well, I will show you in a few moments. But let's see just how far this can go. It's quite fascinating, by the way, because this only works because of Omni Plus, okay? So, like, that is... This is still a T-spin. This T-spin would not be a mini. This T-spin would not be a mini if it wasn't for Omni Plus. Because of this hole. This hole would make it not a mini as far as I remember. It would just break back to back. And there's an offers T-spin. Mini, I mean. It should be here somewhere. That's a T-spin double, okay. I'm starting to think it's not here anymore. It was probably earlier. Nyom. And then you realize that this dude is also either X or X plus, I don't actually remember. But that's... You kinda need that to reach 3,400. What is your rank again? X 22.8. Mech Heart Developer. Feel free to ask about Mech. Look at this dude. Mech in 1v1 game tutorial. There's an actual tutorial. MS3 into Mech in ban. I'm just now reading this profile. And honestly, wow. Eto is very beautiful. Trust. I have no idea what I'm reading at this point. Lex! Hey Lex. Are you excited for the end of Tetrio's meta? Lex, this, yeah. We're only temporarily doing Tetrio because this person invented something that breaks the game again. But at this point, I'm not sure if it's even like considerable breaking the game. At this point, I think it is the game. And whoever says that this is not the true final form of 7-bag gameplay is lying. And was like had their head in the sand for 5 years. Anyway, so I need to show you this meme I made. It's on Reddit and you barely see it, so I'm gonna open it as much as I can. People told me that they saw this meme. They saw this meme and they're like, wow, this could have been posted by zhunGamer, and then they looked at it like, oh my god, it is posted by zhunGamer. Protspot says, yeah, I think they wanted this one. They made 7-bag. Technically, no, they did not intend it to be this loop heavy. But when you think about it, if you have T-pieces and you can always send a T-piece in every bag. Chloe Star says S2 Slender 10 minutes is wild. Honestly, not really. Oh yeah, this is mine. I posted this. I posted this. I was very impressed by how accurately it resembles what I've been saying for such a long time. In a sense, nobody was surprised about it. But yes, I made this. And then people were like, I don't know, we're yapping a lot. I don't even know, but this meme tells you everything you need to know. It's like, for the longest time, I was advocating for 7+2 bag, which people keep telling me, oh my god, Zon wants to turn everything into 7+X, which isn't even true. So I was like, 7+2 would be really fun, and then people were like, but we hate randomness. And I was like, okay, 7+1 would work, and then they invented Surge, you know? So instead of like nerfing pattern stacking and repetition and loops, they just made an entire season where they just buff every single loop that exists. I'm like, wow, okay, sure. But now we have the new form of mechanical heart. Did I say, hey, call me star? Hey, call me star. Look at this. Look at this. This is the new... this is the new form. This is the new form of mechanical heart. Let's look at it. Damn it. Okay, let's look at it for real. Red Lyra told me that at this point I am actually the number one season 2 hater. I took this title and it's mine now. But yeah, it's the usual mechanical heart in theory, like if you first look at it, because you have the usual S and Z spins, the S and Z spins into the cut copy. Gomistar says, you can hit this after a C-spin? That's diabolical. Yes, apparently this person, int asterisk p, has also invented, for versus purposes, MS3, or MS2, I actually don't know, into mechanical heart. And also invented how to add additional I-spin singles into the mechanical heart, so that this way cancellation sickness no longer happens. Prospos says, I do get where you're coming from, like the gameplay I'm encountering at season 2 as someone who regularly runs season 2 feels very different compared to like other Tetris games. It's weird because like, okay, it does feel different, but different isn't necessarily better. Like, if it wasn't for the matchmaking in Tetris Effect Connected, like being 11k SR for me personally in Tetris Effect Connected Zone Battle, you wait a whole bunch of time to get hit with a 13k player and you have like zero chance. Like zero chance, they're so much faster, and there's nothing you can do. And like, I waited 3 minutes for an unwinnable match. Why am I here? So like, as such, I have not played Tetris Effect Connected in like forever. Sadly. Even though I think Zone Battle is quite fun, if you don't have like your opponent with like 1.5x your speed, it's really fun. So, and Tetris Effect Connected Zone Battle has the ability that you have the partial zone, you know? The partial zone allows you to clear down some extra lines in case you made a mistake. Like, not all mistakes are fatal, but even though Garbo complained about how the game is all about how the first person who misdrops dies immediately, and other than that the game just goes on and does whatever. Well, that never changed in season 2. In fact, now thanks to Surge allowing a single line clear, like nothing, not combo, no spike, just a single, to be effectively a kill spike at any moment, it is actually even more so that if you misdrop once you die. And you still have to go as fast as possible in order to build Surge, otherwise you will be at the Surge disadvantage. It's all stride. So instead, we have this, and I think, honestly, the more you look at this, the more you appreciate it as with its beauty somehow. Also, hey, connection. I don't think I said hi. I was busy yapping. Potato says, so true, speed is everything. This is actually really cool. I know, right? Like, this is Garbo's true enemy, but on the other hand, the more you look at it, the more you're like, yeah, this is actually cool. Like, there's so many steps involved. Like, there's a Z-spin, S-spin, T-spin, J-spin. Like, sure, there is a loop, but at this point, I'm not sure where the loop starts and ends. The only thing that I see as a repetition is the O pieces and I pieces sometimes going on the right, but it's also making a fractal in the middle into an I spin. Like, Kovistar says this is a cool pattern, but this isn't a real mech, right? Well, this is the new version of Mechanical Heart. So it depends. Comistar says more so the LSD of all spin. Yeah, that is mechanical heart. Honestly, the funny thing about it is that the original Chinese name in the Chinese document for mechanical heart is actually LSD. It's just that people already called something else LSD, so instead people called it mechanical heart instead. And this does not trigger cancellation sickness. That's the funny thing about it. But look at that Z-spin. That Z-spin on the left. It's... And having to use that O piece, honestly, this reminds me more of like ST stacking. This reminds me a little more of ST stacking than it reminds me of LSD, even if they did call it LSD. Potato says, I was envisioning a stacking pattern like this, but for spin singles, but couldn't make it work. It has T-spin doubles, I-spin singles, T-spin double, I-spin single, Z-spin single, I-spin single, T-spin double, yeah. I think everything else is a single. That upwards T-spin, that's the one I was thinking of. Hold up, hold up. That's a normal T-spin. This spin, I don't think this spin was a mini in season 1. I think even though this is immobile, I don't think this was a mini T-spin before. I think this would just skim and then break back to back in season 1. That's only 2 corners. Okay, I'm not just imagining things. So this is like all mini plus actually made mechanical heart possible, which is kind of funny. Like this would not work in any other game. You could say that mechanical heart exists for Tetrio in a sense. And if you think about it, then that means the season 2 exists to allow mechanical heart to exist. This is crazy to me. Like, let's look at this again. Like this T-spin mini, S-spin single, T-spin double, this Z-spin, and then this S-spin and the T-spin double. Like, how many search charges was that? 5? I feel like that was like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 5 back-to-backs. In so little pieces. Like, wasn't that like 1 bag? Like, this is their final form of wall spin at this point. This is bonkers to me, and now suddenly it collapses. There's one more, and I don't think there's another one after this. There could be! Okay, so like here, if that Z piece had gone up, then I think it would have been possible to get the Z spin and then the T here with like a T spin mini. But sadly, the back-to-back breaks here. And then, nyom. It's so cool, in a sense. Like, I used to hate loops, you know. I was like, wow, what do you mean that there's this game where you can make any shape you want at any time and then you would memorize placements ahead of time? You know, that was my idea. That's why I didn't like 7-back for the longest time. And I do still think that in a versus setting, I'm not sure that this was the right way to go, even though people cling to it since like apparently 15 years ago. But this loop setup is insane. Like, I genuinely think like, I think it's impossible to hate this. I think it's impossible to hate this. Because the more you look at it, the cooler it gets. Like, honestly, I should learn this. I feel like I should learn this. Your connection says I hate it already, but how can you hate this if it's cool? Potato says this would have been supercharged viable very recently. I mean, I think this probably before the 444. I actually don't know what the supercharged world record is. Does Ikli have it? It had to have been Ikli, right? 452, what the heck? Honestly, like, there has to be like a point in this where you get to like 200-ish, and then you would just like do the, you know, the ladder thing and then down stack. The last extreme gamer, hello. Oh wow, I know, right? Sadly, I cannot do it at all. I'm just looking at it and I'm mesmerized. Season 2 is in shambles. Honestly though, I can't complain there's an ice spin single in it, okay? So like, I have this weird feeling that anything is forgiven in Season 2 as long as there's an ice spin single in it. Because there's something about the horizontally placed ice spin single. Spin, I mean. Yeah, ice spin single. It just... somehow it's very interesting to look at, you know? And not even just because that O overhang on the right, this is honestly kind of like some kind of mech on the left and ST stacking on the right, but it's jagged. You know? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. That ice piece single, so cool. Potato says it feels like ST with fewer columns. Like the right side definitely feels like ST. And the left side is obviously the mechanical setup, like the actual mech kind of setup. That upwards D-spin only works because of all mini plus. Imagine if we played all spin plus and then someone brought this to the table. I don't think anyone would survive it. Paindesu says, ice spin singles are boring. The ice spin doubles and triples is where the cool action is at. Honestly, I am so bad with any ice spins that I already appreciate ice spin singles. Although I do prefer the ones that rotate at either the second or the third. That's not a number. The second or the third piece in the eyepiece, right? Like, if it rotates there, like that's the base, then it looks so cool. If it's just like, you know, the one where the wall kick is like just rotates it to the left, it's like, okay, sure, I guess, whatever. Ice spin double though, can't you get that from like a TST setup? I kind of vaguely remember as if like an ice spin double could be done with a TST setup. I am trying to do the math in my head and it's not working. Look at the OP's tower. Look, how did you even put that there? How did that OP's get? That OP's is climbing. The ST setup works for ice spin double. Let's go. Potato says, wait, yeah, it's sickness resistance because the OPs literally just make it last longer. Yeah, because the cancellation sickness thingy. Is it open? It is open. Can I? Oh, it's covering the whole screen. Damn. Hold up. So the cancellation thingy said, bro. The cancellation thingy says that it's increased if there is neighboring 4 blocks of a column is cyan free. See? But this doesn't happen because of the I-spin singles. And then you have this part, which is like clear a quad. Wait, there's the quad. Clear on I-spin is -2. Clear on I-spin is -2 for the mechanical heart. Cancellation sickness. So there you go. What? There you go. How do I typo? How do I typo with my mouth? This is not a keyboard. Anyway, so look at that. So clear on I-spin is -2 for the cancellation sickness. So in the end, this doesn't happen. This +3 doesn't happen because its O piece is on the right side of the board, and the I-spin singles literally reduce the cancellation sickness. So in the end, there will be no I5 piece because it doesn't reach 40. And if it only reaches to like 7 + 1 of extra O pieces, then nobody cares. Nobody cares because the O pieces all go on the top right corner. The last extreme gamer says, so instead of completing the heart shape on the right half of normal mechanical heart, this is the result. Oh man. Yeah. And it's working because the I-spin actually reduces the sickness. This is a madman. This is a madman at work. I mean, it makes a fractal. We honestly can't complain and say, yeah, this isn't modern Tetris. You know, it's making fractals. Can we complain? Can we even complain? This is more pure than most other things people have invented in the past, probably. Like, look at that, it's a cut copy. It's the usual mechanical heart cut copy. But it also ends up making a fractal. Like, just... there's so many variations to this, even though in the end it's looping. And then this creating 6 extra surcharges, this one specific downstack that we just saw. Honestly, I don't even.